So, let's see. So what I was thinking was that from here, we would go for either Lord of UNDVIK. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, for Hjalmar. Or where's the other one? Did I pass it already? Or Possession. Try to find Ceres. Basically, both of Brock's children. And I don't necessarily have a strong preference for which one we do next. It does mean that will, in either case, take us to a different island, because there's still, like I said, certainly more to be done in Ard Skellig, and for the most part, I just wanted to make sure that we were doing a lot of things here first, and not jumping in a little bit here, a little bit there, and being really unorganized, and not knowing where we are done and where we are not done, because then that makes it difficult from an exploration standpoint of knowing where to go and where we've already done all of our stuff. So, yeah, I think at this stage, we know northern Ard Skellig is unexplored outside of Caer-Trolde. And other than that, we have a few question marks here and there, but that is just about it. And of course, any quests that still remain in Ard Skellig. But those are pretty straightforward because we'll know exactly where to go. So, yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty decent about where we are now. So let us see, which one do we want to do between Hjalmar and Ceres? We have met Ceres before. We've not met Hjalmar. Maybe that's reason to go for Hjalmar? We also, technically speaking, have done a little bit more on this one, getting some additional background information. And it's just a matter of actually setting sail. The other thing is that in order to set sail, I think we do that from Caer-Trolde, do we not? I mean, I know it's on a different island, yes. But I think we have to talk to some people in Caer-Trolde to make it happen, to actually get us there, unless we want to swim, which is probably not a good idea. That's a long way to cover. And we also have the family blade to turn in, and we turn that in Caer-Trolde. That way we can kind of get two things done at once. Just means that first we need to find the fast travel place here, which I believe is back in this direction. But I'm basing that off of memory, which is dangerous. Okay, no, here it is. Here it is. We also, there are a few things that we probably should sell, because we did fight a few bandits and pick up some junk gear. So before we get distracted, let's do that. Which one? You are the one we're looking for.
To the sacred grove.
What do you druids deal in these days?
Oh, we actually can't sell you these things, though, because you are but a peaceful druid. You don't buy armor. You don't buy weapons. My apologies. I take it back. In that case, maybe we do go to Caer-Trolde immediately, and there are certainly merchants there, so we can just do the trading once we get there, in that case. Actually, one other thing I was interested about, well, let's do the traveling, but I was thinking, we are, of course, going to turn in the special family blade, but do we actually have it in our inventory? Is it actually a usable item? Like, can we see if it's good? Or is it actually just a quest item, and we can't use it? Or is it a usable item, it's just complete junk? Which would be funny, if that is true. Not seeing it listed by name, at least not yet. No, not seeing it. Okay, so let's see. Let's activate Family Blade now to just turn this in. That will take us up in this direction. And if we do run across a weapons trade person, then it might be worth us doing that. You see these conversations and wondering, like, is there perhaps a quest to be had from sticking around and seeing what you have to say? Every once in a while that happens. Okay, so it looks like it's you? Oh no, not you. It's one of you?
I advise you not to look for trouble.
Oh no, it's the person up here? That area? How do we get up there?
Who's this?
I think we either need to go up from over there, or there might be another way up over here.
Stay out of trouble.
But yeah, this is where the elevation certainly gets confusing sometimes. How do we get to you? There's perhaps a good reason why we didn't talk to you before. You have a ladder right here. That should probably be our first question. If so, then the answer is clear as to how we get up there. I don't think there is. Can we see if there's like an entryway into that area there? Huh? How did you get up there? Tell us your secret. I think it's I think you approach from the south. The question is, how do we get up there, though? Even if we are approaching from the south, doesn't mean we know how to make that happen, per se. Like, we need to get on this, basically, this mountain, or this cliff here. We go up here, and then loop around a little bit, maybe? Like this? I think it's somewhat promising, at least. Is it just me, or did I see something over there? I don't know. Okay, but have we spoken to these people before? I don't know. I mean, for the most part, they're just generic guards people, but here we go.
What is it?
Got your sword.
Retrieve the property you lost.
Could you? Thanks be to Freya. Where'd you find it?
Northern part of the Isle, near the whale cemetery. Don't ask me how it got there. Long story. At any rate,
That is
don't
true.
need to worry about the thieves. They won't steal ever again.
Your reward sure as hell earned it. And a lot a bit more from myself. If Kulyu'd not been found, I'd have had to wash the shame away with my own blood.
Okay, probably a good thing then that we did manage to get that back to you. That sounds like that would not have been pretty.
Hey there. Come take a gander.
Oh, okay, we have, I believe, been up here at the very beginning.
Greetings.
I think
Looking to buy?
I recall trading with you.
Show me your wares.
Were you at least? Oh, did you bug out there?
Show me your wares.
Yes, you did.
So long.
At least we can escape you, and we aren't forever stuck in a loop of asking you about your wares. Oh, nifty axe spinning tricks. I see you. I see you. All right, well done. Let's head back down. Oh, actually, can we go down this way? Oh no, this is just more loop. Okay, I was wondering if that was maybe the ladder that we were wondering if it did or did not exist. We go around this way instead. Oh, that's not. I take it back. No, don't do that. Go this way. Then it is somewhere in one of the bars where we were speaking to some people a while ago who said that they would potentially be able to sail us over to the island that we need to get to find Kelmer. But trying to recall where exactly that was. So let's make that our active quest now. And it will be Lord of UNDVIK, I think? Yeah. So let's see. I mean, I think the marker on the map, yeah, it's just pointing us directly to UNDVIK, but we don't have a fast travel location there, so it's not like we can just instantly teleport there. We do need someone to sail us. Thought, thought they were up in this direction at a tavern. There's a couple of people. And yeah, I think it's in here. I think it's in here. Not you, it's you guys.
Wind blew you in again, eh?
I think. Yes. Let's do it. Let's go to UNDVIK. We've heard horror stories, yes, but we'll make it happen. We're a Witcher, what could possibly go wrong, right?
Well, then
We'll be
listen
fine.
close, lest you end in a watery grave. Sail out of port and head southwest. Watch for rocks protruding like pricks out of the water. You'll have to do some tricky tacking to get past them. Some of them shorter, just below the surface, so careful not to scrape right over them. They breach your hull, you're done for. Cause just a few minutes in that icy water makes a corpse. One time I remember...
So are we actually the ones
Stick
doing
to
the
point.
sailing, or are you?
Oh, fine. Watch for the currents, because they can drag you off course, dash against the rocks even. With a bit of luck, you'll land on the same beach where Hjalmar landed.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nasty.
Nice talking to you, but time I was on my way.
Okay, so it sounds like he's just giving us directions, basically, but forewarning us that there are rocks that are just below the surface of the water, or yeah, just below the surface of the water, that can still damage our boat significantly. Then there are currents, and that those currents can drag us in a direction in which we don't want to go.
Adventure seeker.
That's also potentially problematic. Let's see what we can do. We need to find a boat, of course. But I think we can just nab one of these and be on our way. There are a few question marks in the direction, though, so we may run into some loot out there, or likely several rounds of sirens and super sirens. So let us use this as our ship, and it is this side that we want to go to. And I think it is probably worth saving, because based on that description there, yes, we are definitely doing the sailing ourselves, and things could go horribly wrong. Part of me feels like when we have two boats right next to each other, why not take the other boat and do a little bit to get one of them partway there and be our backup boat, so that if all goes wrong, then at least we have a plan B. But let's see. So it is out from the harbor. I have to imagine that at least when we're in, we could even harbor here and fast track ourselves 50-ish% of the way there. Because I don't think there's going to be much too dangerous out here. I mean, this could potentially be an opportunity to go for these question marks. Yeah, let's just go for the question marks, I think. At least these ones out here. This one is basically straight ahead. And... or at least so I thought. I think it was too far away. Yeah, this is probably it. It is. We get off. Or, yeah, I think we want to get off, get in the water, and fight them with our crossbow. I assume this is what the question mark was. And they appear to be somewhat far away, at least based on that map view there, so maybe we get a little bit closer. I just don't want to damage our boat from fighting enemies that we don't necessarily need to fight, and then also still need to make it all the way to UNDVIK. So, okay, come on. Forward we go. We also just haven't seen why those enemies are there yet. Are they guarding something? Yes, it does seem so. Okay, here
Damn, you're ugly.
are the sirens now. I want to see... Smuggler's Cache, okay. Yeah, we've never actually had them chasing us while we're in a boat before. We've always, oh dear. Can they attack our sail, say? They may be able to do just that. What do we want? We want to argue, kind of, sort of. I've missed. Will you damage our boat? What I'm wondering. How effectively can we actually fight from this boat? Excuse me. I'm trying to knock you down right now, and you are not cooperating. You do not want to be knocked down. It's problematic. Can we aim you? That sort of worked. Took a tiny bit of damage. But it does seem as though perhaps this is not really the correct answer, so to speak. Not how we were supposed to fight you at the high seas. We do probably need to truthfully go into the water, unless we can actually, like, get a hit in between our sword, but I'm skeptical that will work. There we go. That's something. Follow up with that. This is definitely not the most efficient way, I would say, but that's one down. So, I mean, success? A little bit. No damage on the boat. At least no signs of damage on the boat. There are, of course, more sirens. I think that at this point, maybe we just hop out. Do the looting. If we need to fight them via crossbow, then so be it. And is it this year that we actually want? I think so. And we are getting the combat music now, so I don't see where you are, but in theory, yeah. You have now noticed us. Well, there's one of them. Where's the other one that's directly close? So I think we kind of want to surface now. Yeah, there's one swimming behind us right now. Get our breath back, and then turn around and shoot you in the face. And yes, you are absolutely in our face at that. That was not an exaggeration. I missed there. Come on. There we go. Oh no, there's still one more. I did not see. I thought that we'd already gotten rid of the last one. Where'd you go? We're over here. We are starting to run out. Well, we still have some around. Hello. Goodbye? Not goodbye. Now goodbye? Now goodbye. There is a huge whale in the water? Why is there a huge whale in the water? What? What the heck? There's still another siren? Underwater? Yes. Where did you come from? Why do you keep on reappearing? We definitely got rid of all of you. There are no sirens in the area. Are any more going to show up? Maybe. But you see what I'm talking about? There are multiple whales. Which, is interesting. I don't know if that's actually a coincidence or notable or what. Ooh, those could be good trousers. I think that's all of them over here. All the loot. Kind of want to see what the deal is with the whales. Let's surface. Well, that's them. Okay, that's, you can see they're like humpback whales, sort of, and they have part of their body on the surface. Can we check them out? Can we say hello? Are they just chilling next to sirens? Don't really care. I mean, we don't want to crash into them, because of course that would presumably damage our boat. All away they go. Away they go. Cool. But unfortunately, not much we can do to interact with them. Let's check the map. There were more question marks around here, though. I think this area is a little bit bigger than I was giving it credit for. So, yeah, if we like zoom all the way in, then we see, yeah, that's actually a pretty reasonable distance there. One thing I'm a little concerned about is we did pick up a lot of loot there, and that could mean that we could start to run out of inventory space, and it's gonna be a long time until we have anyone to sell things to. Ooh, these trousers, technically speaking, at least from a base armor standpoint, are an upgrade on our existing feline trousers. We are certainly getting to the point now where the high rarity items that we are getting from enemies and special chests like these, they do have better stats than our existing armor. I mean, we don't have the attack power, which is pretty unique from a pair of trousers, so we'd be losing that. But it is largely based on the level where these new items are better, because our cat school gear is level 17, whereas this is 21. So I think we're starting to get to the point where I would say that it might be worth swapping over to other stuff. We just want to make sure that we don't sell any of our cat school stuff, because we want to probably upgrade that instead. But this could be worth making the switch to, because that's a pretty decent amount of armor to gain. Vitality, a little bit of that as well. Of course, we're losing some damage in the process. Losing a little bit of some resistances, but gaining a lot more of others. So, I mean, still, you could make the case that we could keep with the feline school armor. But, the switch would be justifiable. So do we now deliberately target this, is the question. I mean, it kind of feels like it's further in the wrong direction than I realized it was going to be. So maybe we save some of those question marks for a later occasion when we are not on a mission. Head over to Hindersfjall and... hold on. Game tabbed out. But yeah, maybe we save some of that for when we are not deliberately trying to go over to Hindersfjall. Okay. So, wait, what? We can just... Oh, I was going to say, if we could just harbor there immediately, that would totally defeat the purpose of us doing this, right? We can't even harbor here? Huh. So we have been here. What is the thing that determines whether or not you are allowed to harbor somewhere or not? Like, we're not allowed to harbor here either? Huh. Okay. I mean, I get why UNDVIK, you can't do it, because that would just defeat the whole purpose of us sailing there ourselves, right? But the other spots, places that we've been to already, does seem strange. Okay, we do want to be careful as we round this lighthouse area. That is sort of the edge of the Ardskellig section, and I think as soon as we do pass it, then we start entering territory where we could find ourselves in some of those currents or in some of those areas with the rocks like that dude was warning us about. We do want to, I think, keep some distance from the shoreline in case a current is to wash us in that direction. And will that be our only problem? Or will we also, or, I mean, those are two things there, the rocks and the currents, but will we also find ourselves against some types of enemies? I'm guessing it's this big island here. It looks like it has a ginormous mountain on it. Let's just take a peek at, I think we're more or less even with, or yeah, now passing this, technically an island or peninsula where we did the lighthouse quest there. There is a question mark that we will be going by. And yes, it does seem that we are certainly on course for UNDVIK. The thing is, if we go straight there, we will definitely cross paths with some of these question marks, and will those be dangerous ones? Or will they be similar to what we just did recently? It seems like maybe they will. I'm guessing they will just be lots and lots of smugglers' caches, but I am concerned about whether those sirens may be able to actually damage our boat directly when we are expecting for our boat to take a lot of damage here. So yeah, here is the smuggler's cache. As expected. I think we just keep on moving. And we now know this exists. I mean, we knew it existed before. But it's, well, now the sirens are following us, though. Leave us alone. Will you actually attack the boat? You are still following us. Now, maybe you're abandoning us. Okay, we are getting closer to UNDVIK, and those definitely look like some of the rocks that we want to avoid. Let's keep our distance from that. And can't see much of a current here. If anything, it looks like it's pushing us slightly to the right, but I don't think this is technically one of those currenty areas yet. So let's also just gauge our course one more time. We are actually going... Okay, we were really zoomed in. I was like, oh, we're going way in the wrong direction. No, we are going south. We do need to do a bit of that. Yeah, I think maybe to avoid some of these rocks here, we go further south. That does mean we'll end up probably going past more of these smugglers' caches or things very similar to that. And then I think come in from this direction, from the southeast, and move in to the northwest. I think that's going to be the best angle of approach. Otherwise, we're going to be going through like this, and it's going to be a minefield. At least it looks like this will be an easier approach. As to whether or not that is true, of course, remains to be seen. Might be a little bit longer, because that does mean we're going to be looping around a bit. And seems like our boat is wobbling a little bit in the wind here. I don't know how much I should read into that, if at all. Does the wind might be turning us a bit here? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's trying to turn me to the right a bit, so I'm actually turning our ship to the left to fight it in order to keep us straight. Okay, so we're just gonna. I think it's gonna be largely open water for a while here. But now I'm starting to see some of the rocks again, and the wind is picking back up. Let's double check our map. We have definitely gone far enough south. Okay, yes. Now we can... Let's also put a custom marker on here. We can go almost dead west from here, but I think we do still want to make it a bit more of a loop than that. You know, 90-degree angle is not really what we're looking for here. So let's go a little bit further south and just loop this around a bit. We see, this is the island we're looking for, yes, but the landing spot, I assume we do want it to be the actual harbor. It may not be necessary for that to happen, per se, but you have this little rock here. That looks avoidable, but of course, something like a current or gust of wind could start taking us in that direction, so we want to keep some distance. And now, at this point, I think we're pretty much headed on due course. We'll just weave our way through some of these rocks here. Yeah, because this is basically... Oh! Explore the ruins of Uskar and search for signs of Hjalmar's presence using your richer senses. Okay. We apparently are technically now on UNDVIK, though we do certainly still have some more navigating via boat to do. But yeah, you see, like, we would have had to have tried to weave our way in between all those rocks, whereas by going this route, I think we do manage to avoid some of that. And apparently we got some experience for sailing this far in. And okay, so now looking for this here. Be careful of those rocks. This is the harbor I was targeting. The Marlin Coast. Okay. Bring her in to dock. How about that? Yeah, I could have gotten a little closer to the dock, but not a problem. The sirens and super sirens and all those things, those may be a problem. We heard people say that there are a ton of them here. We did see some on the way in, of course. Amber dust, that's not bad. But let's double check what the deal is with this quest here. I'd like to jump back onto the dock, please. So, let's see. So it is a truth universally acknowledged that children only prove more troublesome as they mature. In Croc's case, any troubles his offspring had caused him only doubled after King Bran's death, when both his son and daughter joined the ranks of the claimants of Skellige's throne. Tradition demanded the next king be a great hero, and Hjalmar, Croc's son, felt he fit the bill perfectly. As anyone versed in fable knows, there is no more fitting way to prove oneself a hero than to kill a giant. And it so happened there was one such beast in desperate need of slaughtering in the nearby Isle of UNDVIK. Thus, Hjalmar had organized an expedition and set off to earn his glory. Unfortunately, there had been no word of him since he and the Jarl had begun to worry. Like many before and after him, he took this worry to the Witcher. Okay, so we're looking for Hjalmar. We think there's a giant here, somewhere. We have heard there are many sirens here. We heard someone say that you can use a horn to drive them away. I don't think we ever got said horn. I don't know if that's actually possible to get. But this is also our first time outside of Skellig, so that's exciting. Okay, silver. Yeah, lots of loot to begin here. And lots of weird sounds. Fast travel spot is nice. Does that mean that... Hold on. Does that mean that we could say fast travel... hold on. Doors are difficult. Does that mean we could, if we wanted to, fast travel from the Marlin coast back to wherever on Skellig and not have to worry about riding our ship over here? Possibly. I mean, I kind of want to do it to test, but at the same time, that does mean that we'd be fast traveling away from here. So I'm assuming that you probably can, yeah. But maybe we don't actually, do it right now. Okay, so let's see, anything else in these buildings here? I mean, the rocky shoreline could certainly have some loot in it as well. That's an entrance. Something. So I do wonder... It's gonna give us the marker for an entrance? No, it's just a... Whoa, just a huge ravine. Actually, not a cave. And I think this is gonna be a cool place to explore, for sure. I like it already. I wonder, though, should we head straight for the main quest marker? Oh, I saw the big wings over there and thought that was one humongous dragon, not like 5 sirens all on top of each other. So, got me excited for a second. But I do feel like there could still be some interesting things, even in these little areas here. Oh, look at the little crabs. Like these places where normally you'd be concerned about crashing your ship. If we were to go here on foot, might we be able to still get some interesting loot? I don't know. Looks actually looks pretty barren here, outside of the enemies, of course. Who surprisingly have not yet picked a fight with us. Now they are doing that. Hello. Goodbye. You're next? Alright, I thought you were. So... Nope, hold on. You're next. You're next. Of course. I might have known. Except I didn't. Now you're next. Oh, you ran away. You're all next. I didn't have the sign piece. Actually, already down here. Now we can. Oh, excuse me? Excuse me? Not cool. Actually made us bleed, I think, there. Which might be one of the few times that's happened to us. Never noticed it before, actually. Oh, okay. At least not with these enemies. Hey. Want to come back down? Thank you. Oh, missed on the sword swing. Swing and a miss. Yeah, so we definitely have things we can loot. Or I imagine or did we already? No, we already picked up the loot for most of them, except for the sirens that we just took out. But yeah, at least this first area here with the sirens in it, not a lot of extra things to loot. But it seems like the kind of place where you get a lot of things like this, where ships have wrecked, and therefore there are lots of things to do. This does have a red marker on it, so this would presumably be affiliated with some kind of quest. But my other question... That hissing sound is getting louder. My other question, though, is... Do we go straight to Hjalmar, or at least the main main quest, or at least the main quest that has brought us here to UNDVIK, or do we just do some general exploration first? Because this is a fairly big island. Yeah, I think, we might have been zoomed out all the way a lot and just been looking at things from this point of view. But when you zoom in all the way like this, you find that there actually is a reasonable amount of ground to cover here. I mean, it's certainly not as big as Ardskellig, but it's maybe, the same size as a section of Ardskellig, like we were doing a lot in southern Ardskellig recently, or, the greater Kertrolda area, maybe even bigger than that. So, I mean, because at least with the main quest, like the actual main quest, like going after Ciri, usually we've made a point of doing that one first whenever we get to an area, or at least doing a little bit of it, and sort of getting our bearings, meeting some people, and figuring out what the general lay of the land is, and then from there, we do more exploration. Like, we might find, in the other islands at least, there were also notice boards, and that would be a good thing to target early on. Despite this being one of the larger of the other islands, it does not have any notice boards. Some of the smaller ones do, though. So, yeah. There's things over here, including this quest-related item directly in front of us. Let's try this.
Plan on crate.
Okay. So, that does suggest that maybe that was Hjalmar's ship. Because, of course, he is part of Clan on Crate. Also, I get the sense that nobody really wants to live here right now. Like, Ardskellig is on Crate, and Drummond also wants to claim it. But I think, is it just that everyone stays away from UNDVIK because nobody likes it? That may be the case. But I like the aesthetic of it. All the ruins. Oh, can we... Oh, man. Can we jump from one to the... Oh, man. Is there, like, some amazing loot at the end of this year where we have to jump from this to this to this and make it all the way over and basically turn The Witcher 3 into a platformer? I'm not really sure I want to do that, because Geralt doesn't always go in exactly the direction we'd like him to go in. So, I think it would prove to be quite difficult, but I'm curious as to whether that's the case. Can you actually get up here, Geralt? Yes, you can. Yeah, this is more what I was actually thinking about before when I was talking about the little rocky outcroppings that would have been problematic for our boat. Do any of them seem to have loot on them? Or are they just barren and uninteresting? That looks interesting. That looks humongous, that tower there. Apparently it's just something over here. Might even be affiliated with this question mark here. But I'm feeling like this is a big enough area, it'll take us a long enough time to explore it fully, that we might as well start off with at least beginning to look for Hjalmar here. So why don't we set our sights there, and let's see, what pathway do we want to take? I would think that could either go to the east of this body of water, the west of this body of water. There are sort of paths that go on either of those tracks, or we could just go straight through. Yeah, actually, we can go straight through like this. Let's try that. Let's go. We'll start with the most direct route. I suppose we're close enough to this pathway here that maybe we go through here and maybe even go through that body of water, and then this path down here to Hjalmar's place. I mean, I assume we're not going to immediately find Hjalmar there, but that's at least where we are supposed to begin our search. So let's get back to what I believe is the mainland, if you will, of UNDVIK. And maybe, well, I was going to say maybe we call road, because we do have a lot of ground to cover. But The same reason I was saying before. Ooh, Black Pearl. Same reason I was saying before that I'd like to walk when we are going places that we've not been before. I think it's easier to find loot and other things of note than it is on horseback. Sometimes you just zoom through too quickly and you miss stuff. There's definitely things here. Lots of repair kits of various varieties. Yeah, this is, technically speaking, one of our paths. That's something there now. That's, ooh, Dimeridium ore, okay. Sure. Yeah, it does seem like there's going to be a ton of good loot here. Okay, well, maybe this will complicate things a bit, because that is looking like a wall. Maybe a makeshift wall, but a wall no less. And someone tells me an art is not going to be powerful enough to knock this thing down. So, I suppose we'll need to find another way around that. Just for reference, that is this, what looks like a building, sort of, here. Maybe it could actually be a dam of sorts. Well, I mean, no, the water would get through that. It's just that it seemed as though there was water directly on the other side. Ooh, this is unlimited. Well, I mean, it's another Felon longsword, which is not terribly interesting, and we may ultimately look to drop some of those things, because to see how much weight we have to spare. It's another reason to go to that area first, is it maybe is the area that is most likely to have a tradesperson. And, okay, come on. Enough of the half-pipes. We've done enough of that as of late. Although, that was impressive. I will give you that. The momentum you are gaining is no joke. You actually will continue to gain momentum, and perhaps one day climb to the top of this mountain like that. But we probably should break that momentum with a dodge roll. We'll go this way instead. Anything around the base of this mast? No? Certainly lots of spooky sounds around here, which just further adds to the feel, the ambiance of UNDVIK. Oh?
Wonder what caused the avalanche.
Oh, we did hear there was, right, an avalanche that one person at the bar survived, and we did get the chance to speak to him.
Wonder what caused the avalanche.
But, did not bode well for others. That does look interesting down there. Well, that is the ravine that we were looking at previously. That doesn't look good. So, no signs of living people yet. So it would perhaps be nice to see any of that. Does appear as though there could be something over there, but at least at the moment, in theory, we are headed in this direction. If we are to prioritize going directly for the quest first, and then general exploration after that. Ooh, and careful, there are some steep cliffs. And I am still intrigued by if there's anything up here. Come on. Doesn't seem like it. Alright, just check this quickly. This area, no. Alright, so let us keep on going in that case. And cross this rickety old bridge that is making noises as we approach it. Lovely. Run! Jump! It didn't break. I knew that was gonna happen, okay? I was just testing it, right? Ooh, meteorite ingot. That's more refined version and master repair kit. Yeah, there's definitely lots of dead people though. And many of those dead people do appear to be from Clan on Crate. Which is not a great sign. That is the way we came from, and that is also a big cliff. Don't do that.
Someone dragged a litter through here.
Huh? What? So it does seem as though we are headed in the right direction, just based on how we are continuing to get more clues the more we go this way. And not sure that would have happened had we gone in a different direction. Okay, that seems to be the same type of thing. Ooh, I saw that. Meteorite silver plate. Whoa. I think that is quite good. Hiding in the corner there. You thought you could sneak that past me. No, you could not. You could not. He says as he looks back behind him to see if he missed anything. Oh, something's happening. Oh dear, what is that? A lot of sirens on the biggest ship we've ever seen. Oh, that's not a siren. Are we about to enter stealth mode? Are you feeding the sirens? You are feeding the sirens. Hey, what's up, bro? Uh-oh. Are we actually going to need to stealth around this guy? Any big brain plans here, Carol? Or are we just going to stare up at the huge boat that is wrecked here way outside of the harbor for some reason? Explore the ruins of Scar. Search for signs of Hjalmar's presence using your Witcher senses. Is that this place right here? Directly in front of us? Explore the boat's hull. Okay, so yes, going into the boat. Huh. Yeah, if we actually open up this quest, it seems like there are, yeah, 2 different subsections. One of them would be to explore this boat. The other would be to track down Hjalmar more directly. So it does seem as though we've certainly found something, and I think we found the giant. Both the giant as in the monster and the giant as in the giant boat. Is he still here? I think so. We still have, our screen is shaking from him, in fact. It seems as though we go up here to get there. Do we actually need to walk the plank? Like I was saying before, we might need to do. I mean, I actually hope we don't. I think this is the hardest part. Here. I think it's wider. Then we go here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Do we actually need to do this? No, this is going to knock us down, isn't it? I think that was unnecessary. Don't actually think we need to do that unless we need to jump here, to that side. Which just seems like, yeah, there's no way that's going to work. Unless, you know, you can, like, do this onto this. But still seems like there's not actually anything to jump up onto. So I think I'm maybe just reading into that a little bit too much. We will need to try to find a way onto the boat and try not to fall to our death, which I kind of thought was maybe about to happen there.